Okay, red team's done.
Yeah, I got a good follow on.
Nice.
This is actually like, if I played this better, like this was like world record caliber RNG and stuff.
Oh my goodness. That's what you want to hear.
I got bad bullet too though.
Yikes! Really?
Okay, I have 4 bullets left.
Giganto's done. Got like maybe a minute left to go. Or less, give or take. Yellow team should be ready to go. In about 30 to 40 seconds. All right, Team Glad Party, I think it was. About less than 10 seconds. Now it should be about 10 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1, and Team Yellow, go! Team Yellow, go! Team Yellow, go, 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 go!
Team Yellow is go!
Whew.
Did I grab the safety resuscitation? I can't. I probably should. Nah. We don't need that. No. About 2 minutes for yellow. Oh no. This is not good. He's raging immediately. Oh.
I've endured your game long enough.
That's roar number 2. So we got about 45 seconds for yellow. Or blue, sorry, not yellow. 10 seconds. Three, two, one. Blue is done.
Again, I experienced that odd sense of displacement as I was transported to the vampire ruin once more. But this chamber was different than the first.
Okay, I'm ready to start. Whenever. Am I starting?
You are starting, yes.
I'm
There's
starting.
nothing.
All right.
So yeah, this is Legacy of Kain Defiance. Two of the runners are already well and truly into it, and so we'll probably use Kael'thor for most of the descriptions.
Oh, and I messed it up.
So
Almost
yeah,
fell down the map.
there are three main things going on in this 4. Step glitch, which Kael'thor's about to come to in a second, as soon as he stops falling off platforms. The tree, which we'll get to when one of the runners gets to the tree.
I'm almost at the tree.
You're almost at the tree, fantastic. And Soul Suck. Step glitch is the biggest one. Kael'thor's about to do it now. You just hit a direction, first-person view, and then proceed to walk through doors and walls because they are completely 100% optional in this game. You don't need to use them. You don't need to do them.
I'm stuck on the tree.
Yes, here we go. Korvik's at the tree. What we're going to do now is explain exactly what happens at this tree. You jump at the tree, and then you get stuck at the tree, and then you proceed to go up. Don't know why. Not a clue. It's just what.
And there's a lot of wonky geometry in this game, like all around.
Yes, I have to sneak to get up the tree, I believe. Otherwise, it is
there is so much geometry that's either wonky or missing or a bit wider than it should be or a bit narrower than it should be. And all of this nets a run that is very fast and skips an alarming amount of it. Like, so much of the game gets skipped. If you were to do this without using any of these skips, I think it kicks in somewhere in the 3-4 hours, as opposed to the 20 minutes that all three of these runners are aiming to do. There's also a lot of, as much as once you've done the step glitch and stuff, there's a lot of micro optimization in the game. So, for instance, right now you can see xezrunner is jumping. That's because while you are in the air, you move substantially faster than if you're on the ground. Not gliding. You need to be just in the air. So the more you can remain in the air, the faster you go. And so because of this, all of the runners are going to be jumping everywhere as much as they possibly can. The few occasions where they won't be jumping often will be because so as was mentioned, I think by Korvik a little bit earlier, is the camera for this game is on rails. And the direction that you go in is the direction that you push relative to the camera, unless you are already moving. At which point you will keep going in the direction you are going, regardless of what the camera does, until you change direction. This produces a lot of quirky behavior when it comes to movement, that it might not look it, but the players are constantly having to redirect and accommodate and change where they're going so that the camera works for them rather than against them.
Yeah, I'm actually just fighting with the camera right now.
Yeah,
It is definitely designed with a controller in mind, but we have to play on keyboard because of the step glitches.
Yes. So an important thing about the step glitches is that they require an absolute input. It must be, and if memory serves, it's right.
Perhaps here I would finally decipher the
Yeah, cool. It requires you to press absolute right. It can't be right and a little bit up or right and a little bit down. It has to be absolute right. This is very easy on a keyboard. Not so much on a lot of controllers. So, because of that, the majority of the good runners play it on keyboard. It allows them just that absolute level of control that otherwise doesn't exist. An interesting tidbit at the moment is where Kael'thor is. We see a prime example of geometry being very incredibly wonky, where he is able to stand on bits that you should not be able to stand on. And the only thing that does is mean that he doesn't have to climb a wall. It is a tiny time save, but this game is filled with tiny time saves. The bit that he's doing at the moment, jumping up the pillar, if you get it on the second attempt, it is exactly the same time as just walking round like he's been forced to do. If you get it on the first attempt, you've got a small time save. It's worth trying, and once you've done it in a PB, you have to keep doing it from that point onwards. But prime example of an absolute micro time save that is so pivotal to the top runners of this game to be able to pull off routinely and regularly. Also, Kael'thor, once again, coming towards the tree, which I don't know what the runners have it listed on as their splits, but often it involves some kind of swear word, because it absolutely is a run killer. Many people will end up resetting at that tree because the tree decides, I'm not going to work today. Just no.
Yeah, mine's just RN tree.
I like it. Yep. Yep. It's a thing in the run. What's worse about it is when I was learning to do that tree, the amount of times that I was convinced I had a reliable setup, only to actually try and do a run and for it to go no.
Oh, nice.
So right now where xezrunner is, he can just walk straight through that because Kain is actually 1 pixel wide. Doesn't look it. He's a skinny lad, Kain. Another thing that is important to note with where xezrunner is he picked a very specific path to get there so that he actually skipped a reset point. And this means that when he dies, he respawns a little bit further back, which allows him to skip walking out of there. Very, very tiny little detail, and this game is full of tiny little details like that, where it's just a little thing between sometimes as much as 5 minutes. The bit he's coming up to is interesting, and once again can involve some flowery language, because he is going to jump up here, and there is a lot of archers. Now, if the archers are friendly, it looks clean and easy and not a problem whatsoever. And if they are not playing ball, then they will just stick you in a loop where you are falling down constantly. It is very annoying. And I like how xezrunner's taking a somewhat safer route and taking care of them before trying to jump. Respect. I would also like to point out, I think you've seen it before, but Kael'thor's taking an interesting route into the Light Temple. It was something that I think was one of the last set of glitches found, where we discovered you can jump behind the portal, fall directly down, and by doing so get into the area quicker. And then I believe in the Shadow Temple you can get out quicker by save warping.
Yeah, I've done that.
Also, the game expects you to do Shadow first and Light second, and speedrunners decided that was entirely not worth doing, so we do it the other way around. Also, we have Raziel in xezrunner stream demonstrating that he is also, in fact, 1 pixel wide. There we go, straight through. Because all the characters in this game are, in fact, 1 pixel wide. They have gone on a diet, and it's been highly successful for them. xezrunner is now coming up on the bit where you need to soul suck. So what this involves is he's going to grab a hold of an area here, let go, start sucking, use the steps to go up a bit, and then the game just sits you at that Z-axis. Then, so long as you don't touch the ground, you can come over to this tree. I am disappointed in xezrunner in that he is actually facing the tree rather than bottom scratching it the entire way up. Very disappointed in you, sir. And then once you reach a certain height, having hugged or bottom scratched the tree, you can then proceed to fly over and get out here, despite the fact the game expects you to have the Wind Reaver to be able to get up here. But that takes time, and speedrunners just don't have time. So he's now going to go out here and proceed to ignore everything, because who's got time for killing stuff? And then, Korvik is doing what happens if you end up catching the earlier mentioned waypoint. Yeah. So, yes. You're not meant to be able to get through this door at this point. But xezrunner's just got through this door. And then he's going to get through this door, which you're also not meant to get through yet. And then he's going to jump into this puddle, and now he is going to literally skip more than 50% of the game. Is it 7 or 8 chapters that just got skipped?
That's chapter
Depends on
8.
how you count them, but let's say from 7 you go to 13.
But then the final boss is still 15.
Yes, because reasons and game. Respect, xezrunner, respect. It didn't work, but if you get that right, then you can float and just glide straight down this corridor. It's really quick. Respect for trying it. It's only worth trying it once. If it doesn't work, then it's not worth pushing for. But then he dies, because that's what happens. And then the game goes, you died at the boss, which you shouldn't be now because you're in the wrong chapter. So we'll put you in the right chapter, give the level a floor, and now you can fight the boss. At which point there are so many different ways of doing this boss, and I watched all their PBs before this to see how many of them were reliably two-cycling, which is the golden thing to go for, and then how they were handling this specific phase where the boss decides to shoot eyeballs at you. There are many ways of handling it. Some people like to dance in front of the boss. xezrunner, I find, is quite unique in the fact that he shoots the boss. Some people like to stare at the wall. I'm personally very fond of staring at the wall.
Fond of the art.
Yeah, then doesn't shoot you at all. And basically what will happen is the boss does these tentacles, you hit the tentacles, and then you can hit the eye. And if you do it in a very specific pattern, you can two-cycle the boss, and if you don't do it in a very specific pattern, then usually it's about 3 cycles. However, sometimes it's not that. There we see Korvik having the archer issue. It's, once again, it's another run killer point. It so is.
This is the worst archers I've got in a month.
Bad luck. Real bad luck.
Finally.
Finally, I saw on the 3rd attempt that they were very much on board with shooting you down before you even got to them, just from the pillar up.